All right, welcome back in. It's the Garnet Trust Hour here on the game, presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Chris Clark rolling along with you for the next little while. Got another special guest that I'm excited about from the Gamecock football program. It is linebacker Justin Okoronkwo, J.O., as he is known. J.O., what's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you making time to join us here on the program. Got a lot of ground to cover with you, but man, the first thing, here's where I want to go first, just kind of personally. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot of football while you're hanging out here with us. But, first things first, you have such an interesting background that I think Gamecock fans are going to want to hear about with you coming over to the United States and kind of getting into the game of football as an international player. So let's start there. Tell us a little bit about just your personal background, where you grew up, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Munich, Germany. Grew up there. Started playing football at the age of 16 or 17, and like played soccer before. Did a little bit of gymnastics, and he has tried some other sports out here and there. And yeah, I started pretty late, and then got into football. Started loving it, and somehow it worked out that I'm playing in the United States now.
Yeah, so I had on Kobe from the defensive ends room
Mhm.
last week. He grew up in Ghana. He
Yeah.
also grew up playing soccer. Tell us a little bit about the soccer background? Or first of all, do you still pay a lot of attention to that sport, or you've been watching the World Cup?
Oh yeah, I've basically been watching every game that I can watch. Like I love watching soccer. I still like the sports. I still like to play, but I mean, don't get the chance of playing it that often anymore. But like back in the days, I was playing pretty much every day with my hometown friend, just outside on the pitch, yeah, kicking the ball.
What was your position? Did you play like organized soccer?
Yeah, like basically I played club soccer in Germany, and I actually played as a goalkeeper just because I was like pretty tall and like had a good body size and everything. But like I like when I play with my friends, I like also just played everywhere.
Okay, okay. So tell us about well, before we get to football, let me ask you about gymnastics. So that's a fascinating one to me because I mean, I got daughters who have been in gymnastics. You see like the Olympian level gymnastics dudes out there who are incredibly strong and incredibly
Mhm.
flexible. How did you get into that, and how do you feel like it's helped you, like in your athletic journey?
So I got into that. I think like one of my friends started doing it. Like yeah, that I pretty much knew all my life already. So like he just asked me if I want to come try it out, and yeah, did that for a little, and I feel like it definitely helped me just being like aware of my body, being like having a good body control. That definitely what you need as a gymnast. And I mean, it definitely helps you as a football ball player too to know your body pretty good.
Yeah, so you mentioned getting into American football at 16 years old or so. Um, what was how did that process unfold? Did you watch football, here in the States while you were in Germany? Did you say, "Man, that looks cool"? Did someone come to you and kind of say, "Hey, we got this league, you need to come play"? Like how did that all start?
So I would say like I always had like some fascination with that sport when I saw like some videos of it, some highlight tapes on YouTube or everything. I mean, I never really watched it really like a full game because I didn't even know like there was even American football over there in Germany for real. Like I never had a team that I rooted for. But yeah, I just really liked the sport. I was interested in it. So then I like started like looking around if there are like clubs in my area. I had even one of my classmates played that I knew of. So basically, I just went with him and went to like tryout practice and stuck with it. Yes.
So in the early stages of playing football, how did you or whoever your coaches were at the time, obviously you've ended up as an SEC linebacker and done great for yourself, but
Mm.
How was it? Did you start out at a different position? How did that all unfold?
Yeah, so I started out as a safety. Uh, it was just I got there. They looked at me. They were like, "Yo, you want to try out playing as a safety?" Didn't even know what the position was, but I was like, "Sure, I
Sure.
would try it." Yeah, so I started out as a safety, and then after like a year and a half or 2 years, I moved to linebacker.
So I imagine part of that was you were probably continuing to grow, right? Like what was the difference from, 16 years old to 17, 18 years old in terms of your size?
So yeah, I mean, I started going like working out like in the weight room at 16, so like that probably was part of it that I got bigger. I got stronger and like was definitely like had more of a linebacker build than a
Hmm.
safety. Yeah.
All right. And so from there, you start developing. Tell us about, you mentioned the club leagues over there. What was that situated like in terms of, because, here in the United States, we've got, Pop Warner or American Youth
Yeah.
Football, Rec
hmm
Ball. Obviously, you can get up to playing in, middle school, high school, and then on into college. But how is it situated there with like practices and games? What was that? How did that flow?
So basically, like the club where I played at, you practice like twice a week. You have team practice, and I mean, pretty often the games are also just played on like what is normally a soccer pitch, but just got like painted as a football field then. But yeah, I mean, I was practicing 2 times a week. Had the season is in the summer, so like I play like in the summer. Um, and yeah, there are like a bunch of like way more club teams over there than probably most people think.
Hmm.
But I feel like you don't really like see them, or like you don't really know of them if you like don't play
Hmm.
football or like really are interested in football. They're like kind of hidden over there.
Do you feel like the sport is of American football, from what you've seen, is it growing in Germany in terms of the interest over
Oh,
there?
yeah, it's for sure growing. I mean, you can see like in the past there are like more and more, especially German players, international players, now in like college or also like NFL. And also the NFL is expanding, having games overseas or like Ireland, Germany, London, I think everywhere. So like yeah, the interest is definitely rising for the sport.
So at what point as you're playing and you're learning the game and you're developing as a player, at what point does the idea of, hey, Jo, like you're pretty good at this football thing, you might have a chance to go play in college in the United States. You might have a chance to maybe be an NFL football player. How did that process start?
So I actually really just started out playing for fun. I didn't even knew about college football, what big thing that is over here. So basically, I played. It was in my second year. I played a game, and the opponent coach was like a former D1 player, and he like came to me, hit me up, and was like, "Yo, I see potential in you." He also had like his own personal training program, so I started working out with him, and he basically gave me that vision of like playing over here, and like that it's definitely possible to like reach that accomplishment. Yeah.
So you start, going to some camps in the States during the recruiting process, things like that. What was it like to start getting scholarship offers from all these major programs? And what was it like having Nick Saban say, hey, man, you're good enough to come play at the University of Alabama, play SEC football? Like, was that a surprise for you, or did you expect it when you started this?
So it was, of course, my first offer was crazy. It was from Michigan.
Hmm.
So basically, there's this organization in Germany or in Europe that like looks for the best players in Europe or internationally and brings them over to like a college tour, takes them around from camp to camp. The organization is called PPI, and they actually do a pretty good job, like just putting yourself in a good position to where you like are at the right camp and speak to the right coaches to like get you the most exposure. So it was, I think I did that tour like 2 years in a row, and so on my first year I already got a couple offers. I committed to Maryland, and then I came back because I felt like I can even go bigger, get more offers. And yeah, on that second tour, I mean, I already had some offers, so it wasn't. I knew I can play on that level, so it wasn't that crazy anymore. But I mean, talking to Nick Saban is of course a different level again. Like he's like the greatest coach that is out there, in my opinion. So yeah, it was definitely like just a blessing, like to hear that.
All right, more with Justin Okoronkwo on the other side. You're listening to the Garnet Trust Hour presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. All right, welcome back in. Chris Clark here on the game. You're listening to the Garnet Trust Hour presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. I'm hanging out with Justin Okoronkwo from Gamecock Football. And Justin, where we left the conversation earlier is we were talking about, the process of you starting your football career, going to camps through PPI, getting offers. You had originally committed to Maryland. You continue getting offers. You end up committing to Alabama. So let's fast forward a little bit. You get to college, right? And I'm sure there was a pretty big transition once you got into the Alabama program. I mean, we talked to guys who, grow up playing the game in the United States for their entire life, since they're 6 years old playing football and play at a high level at high school and all those things. But when they get to the SEC, to the Power Four level, it's always different. Everybody's good, everybody's athletic, the workouts are crazy, the time is crazy that you put into it. So, can you think about when you first got to the college level at Alabama? Do you remember like specifically being like, "Wow, this is a little bit different. This is serious."
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, I mean, of course, I saw the facilities and everything already when I came over for my OV and stuff. But I mean, like then actually being there was like, oh my god, I actually made it. Like it was like it was super crazy. But also it was pretty tough in the beginning when I got there. I mean, I was there for 4 days. Then my head, like Nick Saban, retired, and it was my first team meeting when he said, I'm done with it."
Wow.
And so yeah, the first 2 weeks or some were pretty hard because like I just didn't know nobody there. I wasn't that fluent with my English yet, and so I really like it took some time to adjust. And then also with like just the whole college stuff, like it's a whole different level than like playing football in Germany, of course. I mean, I was playing in Germany, we had like five defensive calls, a couple blitz calls. Like getting into the playbook was like pretty hard for me in the beginning. I did like a lot of extra meetings with my coach, just one on one. I really appreciate him for that. Coach Morrell at Alabama. He did a good job just teaching me the next level of the sport, I would say. And yeah, I feel like without him, like I wouldn't be like the player I am today.
So you hit on something interesting that I actually meant to ask earlier, and that is, here in the United States, man, like we kind of have English and like and it's been a long time since I've been in elementary, high school, or even college. I mean, I graduated college in 2008, so I'm getting older. We don't really emphasize like learning a second language as much as some other places. I know some other countries you grow up learning a lot more, but
Mhm.
I thought it was interesting that you said you weren't really fluent yet. Like, did you grow up? Were you learning English along the way? You just weren't super fluent, or how did that go?
Yeah, I mean, like it's like I started learning English in fifth grade. I mean, everybody in Germany starts learning English in around that age, and I mean, it's like most people would probably know it like how it is like to learn a second language and then like
Yeah.
kind of being able to speak it, like understanding it, but speaking is like a little hard still, like to find the right words. So that was basically it. Like I just needed some time to adjust, some time to get used to it, just like talking English every day. And but yeah, I got into it after
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean,
month, I would say.
I think that's wild because I mean, your first year in college was not that long ago. It's 2024 at Bama, then here in Columbia at South Carolina in 2025. But you've gotten like you seem to have a really good handle on the language. So, were you? Was it more of just like speaking it and hearing it every single day, or were you doing like some studying on the side as well?
I, I would say like it was really like just speaking it and hearing it every day. I feel like that's like the best way to really learn a language. Like that's how you learn it the fastest.
Yeah. Are there any times right now where you're speaking and you're like sitting there in your head in German, like I cannot think of this word that I'm trying to think of?
Yeah, I mean for sure. Like you have these moments, especially when it was a long day. Like my brain just shuts off sometimes, and like I can't find a word no more. It definitely happens. Yeah.
So let's talk about the transition from Alabama to South Carolina. And you mentioned you signed with Bama. Nick Saban says, "Hey, I want you to come play with me." Obviously, as we all knew, it was a huge story at the time. He decides to hang it up, and you still go play that year from Bama. But what went into the decision to say, "Hey," because you played there as a true freshman, you played a lot of special teams, you got on the field in year one, which is a great accomplishment, I think. But you decide that offseason that you're going to transfer. What went into that decision?
So it was really I felt like I was ready to play. I felt like I should be out there. But then at Bama we had like two returning starters plus a senior transfer coming in, and it was either I gotta wait another year or like a transfer and get on the field now. And I just want to play, so I chose to transfer.
All right, so tell us about that process. So, you know, I know your recruitment was different from coming over as an international from Germany. That's a little bit of a different recruitment than if you're in high school. And some guys, as you know, get recruited from the time they're, going into their ninth grade freshman year of high school. But the portal recruiting process is fascinating because it's fast and furious. Like
Oh
there's
yeah,
not a lot of time.
yeah.
There's not a lot of time to go take visits. You have to narrow things very quickly. So, how did you go about that process of finding, okay, here are some schools I want to look at. Here's some schools that have reached out to me. How did you handle that whole process?
So it was hard, definitely, especially like I didn't have like if I chose to transfer, I didn't have a place to stay anymore, really, because I just so it was basically the guy from PPI, the recruiting organization, really also helped me out with it, because he like got a lot of connections to the school just because like he's there for summer camps every summer talking to coaches and stuff. But basically, South Carolina was like my first choice really to like go on an official visit. I knew the coaches a little bit. They offered me from like when I still played in Germany, they offered me when I came to a camp. I really like Coach Beamer when I met him back then. So yeah, it was a pretty easy choice that would be my first official visit, and so I just packed up my car, packed up my bags, everything in there, and drove down here, and really, really loved it down here. Like, loved the coaches, loved how they see me in their defensive system, and chose to stay here.
What did you end up actually taking any other OVs, or I'm trying to remember? Did you shut things down after taking that OV to South Carolina, or did you?
Yeah, yeah, I shut things down immediately. Like, I was
Yeah.
sure I'm gonna stay. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, man. Well, we got a lot more to get into. We're going to do one more segment here with Justin on the other side. And then, Jo, I want to talk to you about, just your experience here at South Carolina so far, what you've thought of Columbia, how it compares to back home. And then, of course, look forward to your junior year of college here in 2026. So we're going to do that on the other side. You're listening to the Garnet Trust Hour presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Chris Clark rolling along with you with Justin Okoronkwo. All right, welcome back in. It's the Garnet Trust Hour presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Chris Clark hanging out with you on the game special guest for today, Justin Okoronkwo from Gamecock Football. And we've covered a lot of ground. Justin, I'm going to keep you a few more minutes here before we let you get back to your day. I appreciate your time again. So we were talking in the last segment about, first few months, first year of college football, deciding to transfer the offseason after your freshman year, and then getting here to South Carolina. So, you mentioned you had some familiarity with the coaching staff and Shane Beamer from when you were getting recruited, when you were still in Germany. But what really stood out about the program that Shane Beamer has here, whether it was during recruiting, during the portal recruiting process, or even in your first few days here? What really stood out to you? What did you like about the program he runs?
So I really feel like South Carolina is one of the few schools that really care about their players. It's really a family oriented program where you can go talk to anybody on the staff, on the team, and they will like help you out with anything. And also Clayton White, of course. I feel like he's one of the best coaches I ever had. I mean, I didn't had that many because I haven't played my whole life yet. But as far as our like met coaches, talk to coaches, he's definitely up there. And yeah, I just love to play for him.
So you get into year one here at South Carolina, and we'll talk about this here in a little bit. We know that the on-field results that you guys wanted, it wasn't what you guys wanted, and you're looking to fix that in 2026. But what was it like in the first year, just getting into Coach White's playbook, being able to play on the Gamecock defense? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was awesome, of course. I mean, we had a lot of guys that were still new to the playbook, just like me. So I would say I wasn't as comfortable as I'm now with the playbook, just like being confident on the field. But no, it definitely gave me like great experience out there. I would say I'm definitely just looking forward for this season. I can't wait to get out there. Yeah, we will make something happen this year.
What is your, compared to last season in this playbook, and even compared to your freshman year, where, like you said, you're still getting more fluent in English, you're still getting acclimated and used to the college game. How much more comfortable are you, heading into year three than you were, year one, year two?
I mean, it's definitely a lot just also because I was still new to the team last year and this year. I mean, I've been here like this is my second year now. I'm way more comfortable with all my teammates too. The on-field communication is way smoother, I would say. Yeah, we work way better together. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
So I want to ask you about Columbia specifically, and also kind of ask you about your hometown of Munich. What have been your impressions since you've been here in Columbia for over a year of just the city of Columbia, the weather, all that kind of stuff?
So the weather, I mean, in the summertime it does get pretty hot. I mean, it does get hot in Germany sometimes, but it don't feel the same. Like it is over here that is actually crazy. Especially with summer workouts, it's tough sometimes out there, but we got to get it done. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in Munich. It's like a big city, so way bigger than Columbia. So I'm kind of used to like a big city. But I would say Colombia is definitely a good spot. I mean, you got everything what you need down here, and especially on game days, I feel like it compares pretty much to Munich. How busy it gets. Yeah, with all the fans coming out, and yeah.
Did you ever go, growing up, did you ever go to any Bundesliga soccer games? Like, I'm curious about how like an SEC American football atmosphere compares to like a big, European soccer match.
So it's like the sport is very different. So
Or-
it's hard to compare because like at soccer games, like the fans, they like sing songs like throughout the whole game. They jump around and stuff. And here, like you need the fans in like critical moments, get loud. Then when the offense is on the field, be calm. And so yeah, it's very different, hard to compare. But I would say I have been to like two or three, I don't know, games in Europe, in Germany. But I would say over here the fans are just awesome. They are crazy about football, and yeah, I just love the atmosphere when we get out there in the stadium. It's always a blessing to be able to do that.
Let's talk a little bit about not your side of the football, obviously, with you being a defensive guy, but the offense for South Carolina has a new look this season with Kendall Briles coming in as the offensive coordinator. And one of the things that we've heard from a lot of the defensive guys is just the tempo and the pace that they play with in practice. How big of a difference has that been just matching up with them in practice? And do you feel like that's helped you guys as a defense for when you get into game situations with maybe offenses that run a similar type of tempo?
So yeah, of course, I would say it's definitely good to have a new offensive coordinator out there. That's probably what we needed. He brings a lot of juice. It is fast paced, like other defensive players said. And yeah, I think of course it will get us ready for fast paced teams or just for teams that like situationally like to go fast because we gotta get our checks done in time and get our communication done, get the play call and stuff. So that definitely helps us too.
Let's talk about your linebacker room there. You know, you're working alongside guys like Fred J.R. Johnson, Sean Murphy, who also was a guy who was committed to Bama and was at Bama at one point before you, obviously. Jamie and Risher, a lot of those other guys. What's the vibe and the camaraderie like in that room?
So we are very close. We hang out, even outside of football. We go bowling sometimes. We do stuff. And so the camaraderie is definitely great. That are my boys. And I mean, we got two linebackers, Fred, me, and I mean three linebackers with me, who are in their second year now, who are way more comfortable playing. Also, Rich will step up. He's looking good out there, I would say, and the young guys also doing their job. So we got a bright future ahead too.
Who's the best bowler in the group since y'all like to go?
Probably Sean Murphy.
Okay, Sean. All right.
Yeah, probably.
And anybody able do you remember some of the high scores? Can anybody get close to 300 or no?
Oh no, we not like that. We just play for fun for real.
Yeah, I've actually seen somebody bowl a 300 once and it was
Oh, that's crazy.
pretty amazing. So, all right, Jay, last couple minutes here. What aside outside of football, I know that takes up a lot of your time, right? You got class, you've got workouts, you got meetings, you got practice, games, all those things with you being a football player. But what do you like to do in your downtime when you just get to chill? You mentioned, hanging out with teammates, going bowling, doing things like that. But any activities? Are you a video gamer? Like, what do you like to do?
Yeah, I do like to play video games sometimes, especially like at night in the evening when there's not much else to do. But I try to get into golf this summer. It's it's hard. It's tough.
It is a hard game.
It's that also in that heat you can't really go every day. But yeah, I've been trying to get into that. Also, I play the piano a little. I started like teaching it myself when I was like 17. Then I had like some piano lessons, but mostly just taught it myself. So I like to do that. And yeah, I also like to cook actually. I
Ooh,
made a lasagna on Friday. That was pretty good.
that
So
sounds
yeah.
awesome. What's your favorite German dish?
Oh man, I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
It's always hard. I would say pretty much anything my grandma cooks because she just cooks great. But if we talking about real traditional German food, I would say it's like in Germany call it a Schweinebraten. So it's like pretty much just some roast pork
Ooh,
with like dumplings and like good gravy.
that sounds amazing. That
Yes,
sounds
sir.
amazing. Yeah. I've been able to have some, I don't know how authentic it was, but we were in Austin, Texas one time and went to a German restaurant and it was phenomenal. I was told it was authentic. I would have to check with you because I'm not sure, but it was really, really good. I know that. And I was very
Mm.
full when I left. So it was
I I
all
I
right.
maybe need to go and check that out.
Got to check it out. That's right. So, Jo, last thing for you before I let you run, man. Teach all the Gamecock fans out there how to say "Go Gamecocks" in German.
All right, it's Auf geht's Kampfhähne.
Okay, I'm not
Or
even.
we can also just leave it at Auf geht's Gamecocks.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
That's probably a little easier.
I'm not gonna attempt that, so y'all can go back and listen to the tape. All right, Jo. Hey, I really appreciate your time, man. That's Justin Okoronkwo from Gamecock Football here on the Garnet Trust Tower, presented by Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Thanks for your time, Jo. I appreciate it.
Man, thanks for having me.